Hi everybody, I'm Danielle Jameson and welcome to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about my tongue piercing. I am really sorry if you guys struggle to understand me a little bit in this video and I talk a little bit slower. It is really quite difficult to speak right now, and I know tomorrow it's going to be even worse, so I just wanted to get this video out so that you guys have it and I'll be suffering in bed with a really swollen tongue. In this video I'm going to be talking about my tongue piercing, the pain, price, where I got it done, what I was pierced with, all of that kind of stuff. So if you want to hear more about it, then carry on watching. I got it done in a place in Middlesbrough near where I live, and that place is called Skins and Needles. In Skins and Needles it is like a tattoo studio, but there is also a piercer there called Kim. She's absolutely wonderful and I definitely would recommend her to you guys if you guys are around the area. What she calls herself and her little piercing business is Skin Seamstress. She's a really great piercer. I've been to her before and was really satisfied. She's very experienced, very professional, and she's very thorough in how she talks through things. You can basically ask her anything and it's never going to be a stupid question, you know what I'm saying? So absolutely fantastic, and I definitely recommend her to you guys if you can get to Middlesbrough real easy. The initial price is £20, and then in a week's time you need to go back, get a downsize, and that'll cost you £5. So altogether it's going to cost you around £25, and then anything else that you guys need to buy on top of that, so like alcohol-free mouthwash. The piercing procedure for a tongue piercing is quite uncomfortable. I wouldn't say it's uncomfortable as in it's really heavy pain, it's not. Out of a 10, 1 being the lowest pain and 10 being the highest pain, I would give my tongue piercing a rating of about 3, 2 or 3. Not a very painful piercing for me at all, but please do bear in mind that everyone feels pain differently. I was expecting it to be a lot more painful than what it was, but it just wasn't. The procedure itself's uncomfortable because your tongue has to be completely dry in order for your piercer to mark the area that they're going to pierce correctly, and then for the actual procedure when the needle goes through and they're checking for veins, that your tongue needs to be completely dry for that as well. So she pulled out my tongue, obviously checked a little bit for veins, she completely dried my tongue. Once my tongue was dry, she popped on a marker, as you guys can probably still see it now actually. That purple bit there is where the markings were. Placement of your tongue piercing is going to depend on where your veins are in your tongue. So I have a vein really close to the centre, but it's not dead on the centre. So I was lucky enough to have it pierced dot on in the centre of my tongue. Others aren't so lucky, some are off to the left, some are off to the right, blah blah, just kind of depends where your veins are. She'd marked everything out and then she dried my top and underneath of my tongue. Then, needle went through. And so I said, not a very painful piercing, it's just the actual procedure is a little bit uncomfortable and unusual just because, it's very weird having a dry tongue. I was pierced with a 1.6 times 20mm bar. It does swell quite a lot when you get your tongue pierced, so that's why there's a 20mm bar in there now. Next week when I go back and I get a downsize, I will then probably go to about a 15 or a 16mm. Others get pierced with a 23mm, perhaps even a 24, and that just depends on the thickness of your tongue. My tongue is quite thin really, so I just got pierced with a 1.6 times 20mm. At the moment, pain wise, I'm not in a great deal of pain. It's a little bit uncomfortable to eat. Foods like porridge, soup is really good, and sucking on ice cubes obviously is really good because it helps reduce the swelling, and I'm just trying to get used to the fact that there's a 20mm bar in my mouth. For now, the tip I have is drink things out of a straw. I had a drink earlier and I could not just have a drink normally, so I find a straw is so much easier So buy straws if you're going to get your tongue pierced, because that seems to help a lot. It's been helping me a lot over the past few hours. I will keep you guys up to date on this piercing, so stay tuned for more updates. Thank you so much for watching, and I do hope you've enjoyed. If you have enjoyed this video, leave it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, make sure to click on that subscribe button. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next video. See you later.